Okay, so I was just cleaning up some paints and fixing this one. It all came out the bottom or the top of the lid. It wasn't even open yet. Um, and then it occurred to me there's some people out there, some of you who may be being, I don't know, ostracized or attacked or singled out or something like that because maybe you're a little bit different or maybe you have certain gifts, talents, or abilities or something like that. And just know that it's not necessarily having to do with you or what you are capable of, but it's quite possible that there are some people that the traumas they went through are so ridiculously terrible that they don't want to relive or even think about it. And the problem with that is that it turns into like a fear. And when it turns into a fear, especially if you have like a group of people together and they don't want certain things to come out or even to be known, one, that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't solve the problem. If anything, it perpetuates the problem because what happens is that fear is allowing no lessons to be learned. So it's quite possible that those lessons could be repeated and or lived out time and time again if those lessons are not learned, which is why you get some people that have like what I like to call like family, I don't like to call it, but like a family curse, things that are swept under the rug that aren't talked about, or the lesson that hasn't been learned because there's so much pain there that nothing ever came of it, and it just repeats itself till the lesson is learned. And so one of the things that came to me was that, and again, I was dealing with orange. You know, the whole idea of the sacral chakra, how it's also not just the sexual energy, but it's creativity. And those who are very creative are able to, some of them are able to see certain things, or maybe they're able to manifest or co-create certain things. And if one were to use that ability in order to bring out, let's say, the truth about certain things, it's going to upset a lot of people because a lot of people like blowing the lid off things. A lot of people do not want those things to come out, so they will literally go to the extreme and do anything and everything, maybe even rally people together. You know how they went up against certain people in the past and maybe burned them or hung them or whatever because of lack of understanding. Well, most of the time it comes out of fear. It comes down to fear and their own insecurities, or what they're afraid of, or what they're afraid of being spoken or coming out. And unfortunately, like trying to battle everybody all at once with their fears and stuff is a bit difficult. The best you can do is to try to educate yourself and understand what your fears are and why. Understand that you don't have to go into your past to relive it and feel the emotions or pain, but you can simply find out what the lesson is that you're supposed to be learning from that, so that it no longer becomes a trigger, so that you get your clarity and closure, so that you no longer are triggered the next time something in your life happens and you have a negative reaction to it, which is emotional reaction. So this is what should be called emotional growth, emotional maturity, understanding. It allows the lessons to be learned so the cycles don't recreate and get passed to the next people around us, or have a bunch of people tag teaming or coming up against one person who's willing to stand up and speak about certain things. And it's unfortunate that even the bravest souls out there, you guys, if you're standing alone or if people are coming against you and you don't understand why, just know that it's probably deep down has nothing to do with you. Deep down, it probably has everything to do with the people that are coming up against you, or one person in general, and the fears that they battle, their inner demons that they haven't tackled yet, and that are taking it out on you. The more you understand yourself, the more you understand other people. Therefore, there's lack of room for misunderstanding, and there's lack of room for fear or judgment, and there's no more room for the chaos and pain or continuance of pain due to unresolved traumas, which continue cycles because the lesson is not learned. So basically, taking a look and doing a deep dive, the introspection and self-accountability doesn't necessarily mean you look at this happened to me and then relive the pain. No, you do not hold on to those emotions. You understand what your part in it was. Yes, there's going to be a moment where you're going through an emotional part by looking at it, because when you get your clarity and closure, it's painful, especially depending on what it is. But in order to get past that, in order to get through the storm and get your rainbow and get your peace and get your solitude internally, end that war and that battle, you have to do the fucking shadow work. And then if you don't want to do that and you're projecting it onto other people or people that have done that, you're coming up against them and ridiculing or doing something against them because they've managed to do it, which is very difficult, by the way. It's not always easy. It's only as easy as we make it. But coming up against the ego, which was placed there to protect you, that's no longer serving you because it's not allowing you to grow. It's not the most easy task to do. You have to basically break your own heart in order to find the true love within yourself, which everybody seeks, in order to gain the understanding and clarity so that you're not judging other people around you or being afraid of them or coming up against them, because you have an understanding. And there's no longer a need to judge.